But I have some important things in here that I don't want to forget. But okay, Lord just lead the way. My name is David Dugucanavanua, and I'm from Fiji, born and raised. Part of my testimony was not having the opportunity to go to college in my own country. Well, going, in my own country, yes, but having the funds to go to college, I was denied a lot of scholarships by my government. And when I had the chance to go abroad, I got accepted, and then I got shut down because Fiji was in a political upheaval, and then international nations blocked off any Fijians who had military relations. And out of the 5 in my family, 3 are in the military, so big X over there. So I couldn't go to Australia, New Zealand, so I was like, okay, God, it will be done. Sitting there, and then I got a scholarship opportunity to come here to Hawaii, fully paid for, housing, tuition, allowance, and the flight back and forth from the Lord. So this is before I actually met in the varsity. Now for in the varsity. So actually not in this paper. So Bulavinaka is a greeting in my language which translates to good life, long life, fulfilled life. So as I greet you this evening with Bulavinaka, I speak life, the gift of life that God has given me, and I share it unto you guys. As Christ was resurrected from the dead, my experience in the varsity has been very much similar. I grew up in Fiji, you guys know that, and I graduated from high school in 2008. And I grew up in a Christian home. My parents were both Christian, went to church every Sunday. But it wasn't until I walked into the doors of Huipali and into varsity in 2011 that I truly found God. And it was in the varsity that opened my eyes. I was really blinded by the world, and I didn't even know that. And I thought going to church on Sunday, like I'm the perfect, like I'm a Christian, I'm satisfied with that. But it wasn't until in the varsity, truly, that my eyes were open, and I didn't realize I was so blind. And God speaks to us in different ways, and I ignored it for 18 years of my life. I don't know if you guys know, but Fiji is largely a huge Christian nation, so I was surrounded by it, but I choose to ignore it. And things were happening in my life that when I reflected who Polly now, I knew that they were signs from God, but I choose to ignore it. But then God, and then I moved to Hawaii, and I was going back to when I was a child. I was a very sick child, and I came very close to brain hemorrhage, and I could have died. And my parents always go back to that story every time. And because of I had a frequency and a severity of head convulsions, and I've been in the ambulance every time, and I have visions as a kid, just lying down in the ambulance and hearing that noise. But God kept me from death because He had greater plans. I was a school captain. I was a swim captain. I was a school president, and I led my national team twice out of the country for swim meets in Australia and New Zealand before the political upheaval. And God blessed me with this gift of leadership. And one of my biggest convictions was, as I was going in Huipali, was I was always that ringleader. I was always the person who was organizing the house parties, organizing the drink ups, organizing everybody to come over to my house and just get wasted and get drunk. I was that guy. So keep your parents from this kind of guy. Don't trust your kids with people like me. Yes. And one of my biggest convictions was that. And after several months in Huipali, I was approached by Moani and Auntie Brenda, to join the servant team, and that's when God was just like, He punched me in the face, and He was like, you go organize parties, you go and you be a leader here, you be a leader here, you be a leader here, you take people down the wrong path, and I'm asking you to be a leader in the varsity fellowship, and you want to say no? So how can you say no to God? So I choose to obey God, and then I was like, okay, you know what, that's true, I could use all this, like that's a gift that I usually used to shy away from, but why am I going to shy away from God's gift? Like it's from Him, and I'm going to show it out that I'm a leader, and I'm going to be a leader for Jesus. So Hui Pauli and InterVarsity was the first time that I made an adult decision that I was going to follow God. An adult decision, not a decision my parents made at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning to wake me up and go to church. Not that kind of decision. The decision I made in my heart that I was going to follow Jesus. And so this is my second semester, and it's going to be my final semester here in Hui Pauli and InterVarsity. And it's in my time in university, my faith has really grown. I'm not scared to talk about the gospel. I'm not afraid to talk to my friends about Christ. I'm not afraid to go to them and invite them to a Bible study. And I'm not afraid to use the gifts and blessings He's used, because it's not ours. And my heart just broke when I heard Janelle talk about that. Like, it's not our gifts. And as someone who found InterVarsity in like my last year, I was just so happy for Janelle. Like, I just teared up when she was talking, because I wish I had my whole 4 years in InterVarsity. And I feel like I've truly come to live out Ivy's mission, which is transformed from God's love. Together we bless the campus, the island, and the nations. So I graduated in 2 weeks, and over the time in Hui Pauli, God's like opened my heart and broken my heart for my people, and the people exactly like me who grew up in my nation, who knew the Lord, but they were hurting. And they don't have like an IV, they don't have like an InterVarsity in the college, they don't have like this Ohana where they can go to and seek the Lord for who they are and worship a God who will take them for who they are. And that's what I didn't realize God was. I thought God was the guy who would condemn you and be like, no, you're a sinner, and you're gonna go into hell because you've done all these things. But IV showed me that God loved me for who I was, no matter what the trash was, no matter the baggage. And then that revelation, like what I experienced in Hui Pauli, those videos that you watched, and coming back home at 2 a.m., that's what I want to take back to Fiji. So, and I just want to thank you guys. Like, this experience is what, my personal experience is what I take back to Fiji, and I wouldn't have had this experience if it wasn't for you guys. So I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and you guys have transformed this island, our campus, and you're gonna bless the Fijian nation. So thank you.